when you go into your breakout room, please identify
I am going to ask that everybody mute themselves until they're ready to share, because someone's taking a training while they're joining us too, so I can hear their awesome training in the background. Thank you very much, everybody. So what I posted there was, what is one thing you love about our school? Could be something specific to your classroom, something you love about something outside of your classroom. And just in honor of Valentine's Day coming. So we have Miss Barbie wrote the hugs from the kids that could knock you over, which have knocked Chelsea over on the playground the other day. So yes, they could definitely knock you over. Abigail said the friendly atmosphere, which is really good to hear. Kayla Nimchak said, love my North NC pre-K team, the support we have for one another. That's great to be supportive of your coworkers and to have that support from your coworkers, because it makes more enjoyable atmosphere. Hannah said having laughs with others while making copies. Amanda said the support from my peers. That's great to hear too. Cassie said the awesome boss ladies. Oh, that's cool. That's me. The sweet moments where I know I matter in their lives. Thank you very much, Cassie. And Ruby said being fed by Miss Pam, which is very true. When we're swamped with work and when you're in the classroom and you know lunch is coming and Miss Pam's there to serve it to you. Miss Rachel says the support from admin, hugs, and love from littles. That's awesome. Thank you. And Chelsea said, I agree with Kayla. I love our team. Thank you. Allison says the friendly coworkers and all the hugs from the kids, also the best support from admin. Thank you very much. That's good to hear. That's awesome.
I would like to add that we got an awesome compliment today from Jennifer when she was there. And that is what I'm very thankful for all of you. She said that although we are only 3 stars, we run our program better than most of her 5-star programs.
That's awesome to hear.
Thank you all for that, because it's because of all of you.
Thanks for sharing that. That's fantastic, because I mean, it's without you guys working and busting your heinies in the classroom every day. That's what makes our center so fantastic, because we can be there sitting and trying to help, but it's you guys every single day.
She also said that a lot of her programs are either closing, or part of their programs have had to close because they do not have enough staff. So thank you all for coming in and being there.
Thank you. We're coming to work every day.
Right, exactly.
It's a big deal. It is a huge deal in this industry right now. We belong to these Facebook groups of child care center owners and directors, and just all over the nation. It's a crisis. People just don't feel valued, and it's much stricter in other states and even other counties in North Carolina. It's very difficult to do your job. So we are so grateful for you guys every day. Okay, well, thank you for those who shared. As we move on, most of the meat of everything that we will be doing, typically I do a training every meeting, but I'm just going to save that for teacher workday, because that's what teacher workday is all about. So we're going to touch on a lot of other things that I won't mention during teacher workday, typical meeting stuff. Okay, let's see it. So the super staff member of the month of January. So we always are a month behind because we highlight somebody who was awesome the month prior. Now, what Joyce just said, and I just said, I'm sure everybody agrees with, we have so many teachers who are fantastic that obviously we can't highlight everybody every month. So we pick somebody who have really shined for specific reasons, not to say that we don't notice. And I'm going to go into something later on in the meeting where we will show acknowledgement to other teachers who aren't the super staff member of the month. Okay, welcomed her new co-teacher with open arms and tons of support, is approachable, friendly, and outgoing with fellow coworkers and parents, a team player and enthusiastic about working with children, great attendance record, supportive and caring co-teacher, and is not afraid to seek out support for her students. And that's a big deal. When you know someone needs help and you don't know what more to do, asking admin, asking technical assistance from one place, those things are essential because we don't know everything. Every teacher is still learning. So that's a great aspect. And it's congratulations to Miss Abigail. our super teacher, super staff member. She will have her get her certificate and her gift card and her card from us tomorrow.
And
Maybe the next day, but
when you have to leave.
I know, but hopefully no time real soon. So there's Miss Abigail's face on our newsletter that Ruby put together. It's a fantastically put together newsletter. It covers the Valentine's Day celebrations that are happening in your classrooms. Now, some people are choosing to have them on Friday before, some are doing it on the 14th, which is the Monday. Whatever you choose, just make sure your families are aware. Some people have sent out signups, which are great. You can do Sign Up Genius, and it's very easy for families to sign up for what they're going to contribute. And if you send home class lists with your children's first names and maybe the last initial, if you feel like it, maybe you have double Tommies in your class. So if you send that out, then parents can bring in their little cards. We offered paper bags you could use for the little mailboxes. Some classrooms have asked families to bring in cereal boxes or shoe boxes, just a box of some sort, and they're going to decorate it, whatever your heart desires. Just if you want paper bags, please make sure you tell us that not Friday morning. You tell us relatively soon. Ruby put an awesome little project in there called Heart Attack and summer program. Believe it or not, a lot of other centers are already booking their field trips, so we're going to get on that. And if you know that a family is interested in our school age summer program, they can join our wait list because we only have so many spots. We had to turn some regulars away last summer, so we want to make sure that people are aware of it. We will give our regulars priority. If they've been here, then they get to be on the list first. If they're a newcomer, they will go on the actual wait list. And Parents Night Out is now the 25th because our party's on the 18th, if you were wondering why it was changed. And Read Across America, it does start at the end of February, and we always have a Spirit Week. Barbie always has these awesome ideas, so I'm sure she'll have great ones again this time around. And we're going to do something like we did, I think that's 2 years prior or 3 years because of COVID, but families can sign up to come in and read one person a day or two people a day to the class if you choose to do that, or you can do it where they zoom in and read a story, whatever, you get creative. Okay, so we want to welcome to our school. I don't think I forgot anybody, but I just put this together this afternoon, so forgive me if I forgot someone. Holler at me if I did. Miss Cindy Shaw, she is a flex teacher, and she is shadowing to be one of our afternoon school age teachers. Miss Lori Brady, a flex teacher who has joined us. Miss Courtney Kendrick, she's a co-teacher in room 9 with Miss Kayla, with the young twos. Miss Ivy King, her first day was today, and she is a flex teacher as well. We have more flex teachers who are starting soon. They're either waiting for their fingerprint clearance or they have given their 2 weeks notice to their previous position, which we appreciate because, you know, that's the nice thing to do. And if you know of anybody who's looking to start their career in early childhood education, we put the word out there that we provide these full ride scholarships. Books are paid for, study time, and it's a great way to get your degree for free. Okay. Why aren't you working? Oh, geez Louise. Okay. Change in teaching teams. So we just want to make everybody aware of this. And we already spoke to these teachers, so it's not like it's a secret or anything, but we didn't want anyone to be confused of, well, why are they in there? And so Miss Cindy is going to be working with school age students, but she's still in training. And then starting Tuesday, February 15th, room 2, we'll have Miss Rachel and Miss Madison. So the young toddlers will now have Miss Rachel in that classroom. And then Miss Barbie and Miss Kate will be the teachers in room 10. So that's why you will see a little switch up down in toddlers. Okay, so like I said before, we want to be able to acknowledge our staff, and not everyone can be named super staff member of the month. So we want to make sure we catch you being awesome. Now you can catch each other being awesome. We used to do this and I guess it kind of died off. I didn't know if people actually noticed or cared. So I heard that they enjoyed it and they appreciated it. So it's a lot of fun to do. And it's a way to acknowledge people who go above and beyond. We would catch it or somebody else can catch it. So if you see something, say something, you want to acknowledge somebody, you can write it to us on a Post-it note, and then we'll write it up and provide the little treat that goes with it and put it in their mailbox. We ask you to display them, be proud of being caught being awesome. So if you want to post them up in your classroom or whatever you want to do, but it's something to be proud of because you guys really work very hard every day. So that's a little something to acknowledge staff. Okay, so the fire tablets, we noticed that some teachers are using them to show video clips, which are fine, but you do need to make sure that the video clips are rated G. They must be educational and related to your lesson. So you can't just show like, I don't know, Peppa Pig because you feel like showing Peppa Pig. It's got to be something related to what you're teaching. And it must be recorded on the screen time log, which you can see on the right side there. They're available at the main office. We can print you a bunch of copies. And we ask that they are actually clips. So you're not showing, more than 5 minutes. You just want to show the content that's relative to what you're teaching. If they've never seen a rainforest before, maybe you want to show a 2-minute video of rainforests. That's something that's applicable and something that you wouldn't really be able to have them experience in just a book. So maybe you want to show them that way. It must be plugged in each evening. I've seen a lot of fire tablets just chilling across the rooms, and I don't know how you're getting any power. You're probably standing up against the wall while you're logging meal counts. So make sure that they're plugged in each evening. If you want to put it on your closing checklist, I keep forgetting, but I'll put it on the master one, and then you can just have that one displayed in your room. Use those to take pictures and short video clips of students and share them with families. When we have teacher workday, you're going to learn about ProCare engagement, and that's going to be your new communication. You're going to get to practice with it, but for right now with Class Dojo, you can practice taking pictures and video clips and sharing it that way. Then we will transfer that knowledge to ProCare engagement when you learn about it. Okay, and like I just said, okay. Connect your Spotify. Every classroom has a Spotify account. I don't know if some of the new teachers are aware of that. We pay for it because I know you don't want to put your personal Spotify account on the Alexa in your classroom because sometimes you don't turn off that explicit filter and something funky will turn on. So if you want to use the Spotify account that's specifically for your classroom, there's an email address that we make, and then you sign up and there it is. And you can have playlists for your class. You can have specific songs that you use throughout the day. It's handy to have with Alexa. And yeah, of course, the fire tablets are only supposed to be used for classroom related activities. Please don't go through Facebook using the tablets. It's not for tablet use. Come on, there we go.
About classrooms using it. Isn't there a restriction on ages though? Isn't it only certain ages that are allowed to use them for classroom, even just for educational reasons?
Yeah, so it's typically ECRS classrooms because they have the most content when they're teaching. So it's relative to what they're teaching, where, in ITER's classrooms, you're doing more hands-on. Yes, right.
I just wanted to make sure that they were aware of that.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, parking. I just said it the other day on the walkie, but I want to make sure that everyone knows, please don't park in the row in the very front of the, so where the building is, there's a bunch of spots, obviously lined up near the front door. Please don't park in that section right in the front of the building, because what's happening is there's a lot of backup and parents are having to go to the breakfast house, or they're parking on the street across from the school and walking over that big ditch. So they may be walking 3 kids at a time and they're trying to make it across while other people are pulling in. It's just pure madness. So if you could please save those second row, so the one closest to the street. Some of our staff have 3 children, so those would be ideal spots for them, or people who are a bit older, or maybe they have a medical condition. So if you know you are a capable individual, I'm going to start doing this too, because I've kind of been neglectful. I keep parking on the far side, but I'm going to start parking by Cancun, and hopefully others will join me, and we can park there and walk over to the main building. Now, I know it's terrible when it rains. I understand that. But if you think about like in a regular school, when I taught in Baltimore County, I had to park in the lot over I never parked right next to the building as a teacher. That lot was saved for parents and visitors and, you know, all that regular stuff. And the principal, they got an assigned spot, but we're not doing that here. So the Cancun lot is not that far. It's not that far. The gate is typically opened up until 9 o'clock when Ruby comes, and then she locks it. But that's usually when most staff have arrived. So hopefully that works out. Okay, bathroom breaks. Bathroom breaks have gotten a little excessive in the quantity and the length of time. Now, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm not saying hold your pee till you explode and pee your pants, but the frequency, some rooms have been going like every hour and a half. That's a lot of bathroom breaks when there's one person on the floor and they're trying to cover the door, the bathroom breaks, and other types of emergencies. You know, they need ice or something. So just be mindful, go during your breaks, go when someone's offering bathroom breaks in the morning. We typically try to send, I know Miss Ruby sends Miss Lori around to do a round of bathroom breaks before she actually starts covering lunches. That's a great time to use it. And if you're in a classroom where you're doing active rest coverage, try to go before that 2:30 mark when you know the kids are going to be getting up from rest. So you at least covered a window of time. Okay. And please don't make extra pit stops to other classrooms. It distracts the other teachers in the classroom. They're supposed to be supervising children, and to come talk to you about something, they're going to turn their back to the kids or be distracted from what they're supposed to be doing. Could be a time that they're learning in the classroom and sitting together, and then you come to chit chat with them. Just on a bathroom break passing by, it may seem harmless, but it could lead to something, an incident happening. And if you wanted to talk to them, you're welcome to do it when you guys are both on break, or you can message them during active rest time. There are times and places for those things. Okay, I said this last time, but we do have some new staff, and I've heard it twice this week pretty loudly. So I just want to make sure that it's clear. We don't use no thank you or the I know it's very hard not to do that, but please stop telling them no thank you or no sir or no ma'am. When you're addressing something they shouldn't be doing, we want to tell them what we want to see. So you can tell them what you're expecting. You can model it for them. You could take a moment to teach them what's actually expected so that hopefully the action dissipates over time. Simply saying no thank you does not prevent future instances of the same behavior. You just say no thank you, and then that situation maybe ends, but then it happens again because you're not showing them or teaching them what you want to see. So you could use the phrase, this is just one of the options, I see you wanted Billy's toy. You grabbed his toy. Let's ask him with our words. So what did I say? I see you wanted that toy. You grabbed it from him. Let's use our voice and ask him if you can play with the toy next time. And you might actually have to say the actual words you want the child to use, and they repeat after you because they don't know what to say. And then you guide them the next time and the next time, and hopefully they get it after a few times. Okay. I posted this last time, but I just want to make sure that during rest, the things that are supposed to be taken care of during rest are at rest. If you're supposed to be working with your kids and engaging them to reduce incidents and to teach them, then you probably shouldn't be doing the things that are on this list. Just keep that in mind. Another suggestion somebody had this past week was maybe incident reports that happen in the morning should be written at rest time because it's taking away your attention from the kids. Now, you might forget exactly or what time. There are post-it notes in the office. You can jot down post-it note, the time, the kid, and then that you need an incident report, and then you take the time to write it up during rest time. That's just an option if you find that it's taking away from your time with your students. Now, somebody else asked, well, what do I do if I have an incident in the afternoon? I don't have rest time anymore to write it. Obviously, then you do have to take a moment to write it, but hopefully the reduction of your time being focused in the morning on paperwork would be helpful to reduce the amount of incidents in the classroom that would happen, or taking time away from your kids during instructional time. So this is posted in every classroom, I hope. If you don't have it posted, then we will get you a copy. So with engagement and supervision, we already talked about all this stuff, so I'm just going to keep it in here. But yeah, just make sure you're always working with your kids, because that's why we're there every day. Outdoors, a lot of jackets aren't labeled, and these jackets keep coming and then going, maybe with another kid or getting lost. Our lost and found pile was humongous, and it went unclaimed. Those were unclaimed since the beginning of the cool weather. So if we remind our families, hopefully to label them, if they don't label it, please take a piece of masking tape and put it on the inside of the jacket, somewhere where you know that's that kid's belonging, because some things come in and they wore a different pair of mittens yesterday, and now they're wearing these sparkle mittens. We don't even remember them being theirs, and then they go missing. And then when you go outdoors, please make sure they have access to water, your cups, making sure that you have Band-Aids. We have lots of Band-Aids now because we got a double order by accident. So if you need Band-Aids in your emergency bag, please make sure that you pack it up, you resupply them, fill them up with wipes and tissues, especially with runny noses. And then supervision stations. 2 teachers next to each other on either sides of the fence. When they're turned to facing each other talking, all those children behind them are not being supervised. So please make sure you are facing your students. You can be playing with them, which is awesome, but you must be supervising them. Must be. Okay, so it's assessment time again, believe it or not. The last time we assessed.
One more thing onto that before you go on. I'm sorry. Another thing that I've noticed is when teachers or parents are picking up their children, the teachers will stop and talk to the parent, whether it be one of our teachers or not, for quite a while. And I get the parents want updates on what's going on, but we also have to make sure that we're supervising the children. And when we're standing at the door, talking to a parent, whoever it might be, for 10 or 15 minutes, if somebody gets hurt and they ask to see the video on what happened, they're not going to be happy that the teacher was over at the door not paying any attention to them for 10 or 15 minutes. So we can't do that with anybody. And teachers who have children here, please keep this in mind. We all know as teachers that we have to make sure that we are supervising the children. So don't jeopardize the teacher's time during class time with finding out. I mean, I know you want to know what's going on with the day. So does everybody else who have parents that come in. But try Class Dojo, and we have to keep it simpler. We have to keep it faster.
Yeah, exactly. During pickup, I mean, a lot of our parents who have toddlers and infants, toddlers, and twos, when they come in, they take their older children to their classrooms too, which we're allowing. But that also means that, like Joyce said, they are asking a lot of questions, having conversations about the day, and we just can't do that. So if they want to have something like a conference, well, that's what we're about to talk about, and they can have one sooner if they'd like. Okay, assessment time. So let's talk about that. We're going to start assessments. Hopefully you have been taking anecdotal notes about your kids who you may have concerns about. So you have this running record of what's been happening with them. We did do assessments back in October, November time, and had conferences. So you can even see their growth now when you do the next assessment with them. There are developmental screenings. The bottom link here is to the CDC milestones. So I'm going to share this with you. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the milestones screen. Okay. So this is the CDC's developmental milestones. It goes through the different age groups here, and there's a checklist you can print. There's a tracker mobile app, all kinds of stuff. But what's great is if I say I have toddlers, I'm going to click the 1 year, and it goes through all the different components that should be developmentally appropriate for that age group. and what you can do for your 12-month-old, tips and activities. So all these things you can share with families during your conferences, or you can share with the developmental report. There are related links here, but it'll go through the actual checklist itself. So the screening tools, oh, they have it all virtual now. Okay. So the brief checklist, right? Oh, here it is. Okay, so they changed it a little bit from years prior. They made it a different color, and they made it a little more easy to read. So it'll talk about the age group here. See, it says 2 months, and then it'll go through the different check marks that you can have marked for them that they do. You've seen it. And then how your baby can learn and grow. So it's a tip sheet in the back. Okay, so you can print it front and back that way. So you have all the different age groups running all the way down. Okay, so it even goes to preschoolers to age 5. So if you want to do this in addition to your pre-K readiness assessment, you're more than welcome to do that. But we would really like our pre-K teachers to use the pre-K readiness assessment tool, because it goes through specifically. Oh yes, I can put the link in there. Sorry, you can't see it. And the link, I'll also send it through Facebook Messenger so everybody has it. So the pre-K readiness, it can be used with 3-year-olds, and then you'll actually see their growth from the 3-year-old classroom until they graduate pre-K with us. Maybe they stay with us, I hope. So that's something to keep in mind. And then that's available in the main office. Also, I'll print a link to it. And then this, let me go back to the slideshow, is over here on the right. This is the synopsis you would give to families. It's a little one-sheeter about what you assess them on for their pre-K readiness. And then the link is here at the bottom of the PowerPoint. So when I share the PowerPoint, it'll be there. And when I go on Facebook Messenger and share it, you'll see it there as well. So you can keep a portfolio on the kids in your class and pass it along to the next teacher. Or after you do assessments and conferences, what some people did is they provided the office with the paperwork, and then Brittany put it in the child's file. So it's there in the office and it follows them during their time with us. And yeah, all this paperwork is available in the front office. You can ask Ruby or myself for more assessment information. And it really is a good way to show the growth from the beginning of the school year to the end of the school year when you use the same assessment. So keep that in mind. If you're using different assessments every time, it's really not going to give an accurate growth of the child. And we're going to have conferences in mid-March. So this should give you plenty of time to assess every child. Even if you did 1 kid a day starting on Monday of next week, that should be enough time to assess all the kids in your class. If you need support or help, please let us know. When we have extra staffing, we will ask the teachers who we know have to assess multiple children one-on-one if they want time to do that, maybe during outdoor time. Okay, so we have this awesome device, and I've been meaning to train people on it, and they just keep neglecting it. So we have this LifeVac. A lot of people have been talking about it, and I actually got one for my house too, because it's a handy tool to have in case of emergencies when someone is choking. They make a variety of sizes to fit different faces. They have a child size and an adult size. And if a child is choking, so keep in mind, if they can make sounds or cough, they are not actually choking because their airway is clear. If they are making a gurgling sound or they're not breathing, then you know that they're choking and something's obstructing their airway. Then that's the time to use this device. This device is kept in the back office. I'm going to find a better spot for it. Probably going to be with the defibrillator when we get one. I'm going to find a spot in the main office front area, and I'll tell everyone where it is. But right now, since we weren't trained on it, it's just been kept in the back office. But it will be accessible to everybody. And then the second building will have one as well to use. Okay, so here's the training. I'm going to skip a little bit of this guy chit-chatting, and it's just to show you how the device works.
LifeVac is a new medical device which is designed to be used by any lay person in a medical emergency for young or old when you've lost an airway to choking. It's simple to use. Like any medical device, you really should try to get familiar with it before you use it. Learning how to use it in a time of emergency is the wrong time to learn. Learn how to use it before that. In 3 or 4 minutes, you'll become proficient with this. Using your thigh, or your own thigh, push it, pull. You'll feel the suction. That shows you that it creates a good seal. Without that, it won't work. If the person is awake and still coughing or speaking, leave them alone. Let them try to clear their own airway. Can you speak? So you identify that a person is having trouble getting air into their lungs. You don't have much time. Devices like standard ambu bag, face mask, and all ambulances, ERs. It's sealable, it's almost any size. You don't just slap it on sideways or anywhere. Apex of the mask is placed in the forehead, go down to the area that's called the labella, between the eyebrows. Pushing down on the face, holding the top and bottom of the mask with your 2 fingers, and the jaw with your other fingers, creating a tight seal. Push down hard, pull up hard, look for a result. Did it work? Immediately roll the person on the side. Is there a foreign body that is flying in her mouth? But if she takes a gasp of breath, it's going to go flying back into her airway. She's going to throw up. She's breathing. Move her on her side. Let her catch her breath. Roll her back. Repeat it. Same way. Start the forehead coming down. Seal it. Sometimes the mouth will be so shut or closed, you're going to have to use another finger, push in between the gum line, the teeth. Open it. Push hard. Pull. Again, look for results on the side and just take a second to watch. She's gasping. Typically, a person will take a breath, or they'll cough, or they'll throw up. Another reason they have them on their side. You can use it as many times as you can until EMS arrives or other trained professionals. LifeVac is simple. 1, 2, 3. 1, place the device on the patient. 2, press it. 3, pull hard. It's that simple.
Okay, does anyone have questions about LifeVac?
Make sure your free home does something closing date.
I know, so 31st.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I hear somebody. Hold on.
And then when I have my meeting the 24th on 9:30.
Okay. Glad they told you.
I don't think they're talking to me. Okay.
Because I get Johnny's.
Okay.
And I have to-
Someone's microphone's on. Oh, Joyce, you're someone. Okay, my simple menu. I don't know if you were talking to me. I just want to go over my simple menu, making sure everything's going well. Making sure that if you have a big hurdle, you let us know so we can help address it. So if you have any concerns about my simple menu, please write them in the chat box so we can make sure we address them, and we'll work through it with everybody at the next meeting or when we have teacher work day. So just write them in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get to them. Attendance is a huge deal because now we don't have the paper attendance sheets. So my simple menu is it. That is how you record attendance daily for your students. If you miss a day, it's hard enough to go back and say, who was here yesterday? When did they come in? Did they have breakfast? Did they leave early? So please make sure you're attentive to the attendance and the meal counts. Now, if you had a sub in your room the day prior, that's why we trained all staff so that everyone who we hire should know how to use my simple menu, or at least they're able to work with a co-teacher as they're learning if they're new, and they can then learn how to use my simple menu. The best part, I think, about it is that you can enter a child who's visiting you in the morning in attendance, and if they had breakfast with you, then you can mark their breakfast for the other teacher. So you don't have to keep having to write on the blanket to write the kid's name in. And then we had all these names in different classrooms. It was crazy. So now all you have to do is use the drop down, and you got a visitor from room 2 and you're in room 10. You just click on room 2, mark that kid present, and then go back to your room 10. So it's very nice to have that component. Well, we got to chat. Every time I say for breakfast and then go back for lunch, it's gone. We'll mark attendance and meals and save it, but next time we log in, it's blank.
So making your own test, see the
Yeah,
consumer
that's when an
product
issue.
Commission handbook.
Like they save it, but then it doesn't save when they go back to it
Oh,
again.
that's something I gotta tell the meal program people at Cape Fear Tutoring. So thank you for
Yeah,
telling me that.
that's been happening.
So if only one.
And you
photo
hit
is
save.
approved,
Yeah, we hit save and then we go back to it to mark the next one and it'll be gone. You can do it all over again.
It seems like it's happening to everybody. So I'm gonna talk to Cape Fear Tutoring about this concern. Thank you for telling me, because that's
Why do you
annoying.
think that message between three?
And then they'll hopefully fix the glitch, but I'll let you know what they say about it, and then you'll tell me if it works. Okay, guys? All right. That's very annoying. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So teacher workday. It's the first of its kind. So we're gonna, I mean, I've experienced them as a teacher for 10 years, but I've never planned one before. So what we tried to do is to take all the best components of things that I really appreciated from my teacher work days, and we put them into this teacher workday. We don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste your time at all. So the day will be from 8 to 4. Everybody will be 8 to 4 that day. There will be no lunch hour because you're just working 8 hours straight. So you don't have to have a lunch hour, which might be good for some people. The agenda is still under construction, so just keep that in mind. Breakfast and lunch will be provided for you, so you do not have to worry about going to get food. Hopefully you like what we serve. It'll be something agreeable to everybody, we hope. And Barbara says, yeah, I get to sleep in. So NC Pre-K, Amber is going to tell me if you have trainings after 12. What I ask of you is to, when she tells me, then you would join us from 12 or 12:30 on after your trainings. So when you can get to the center. And hopefully that works out, because I wanted to be able to share some of the things that we have with you, because then you'll be playing catch up on your own time, and that's kind of a bummer. So hopefully it's not a whole day of NC Pre-K training. Okay, raffles and prizes will happen. We have some awesome prizes to raffle off to those who are there that day. And you're going to have time to work in your classroom, which I know many people feel we don't have enough time in our rooms. Well, you're going to have a chunk of time in your room to especially plan to implement what we learn in the morning. So that's the best part. You get make and takes, you get to learn new things, get excited about it, and then bring it into your room and plan how you're going to use it. The childcare for your children will be provided by Topsail babysitters. They will be at the school watching the kids. So please RSVP on that Sign Up Genius that I sent out on Facebook Messenger, because I need to get back to them about how many babysitters we need and what age groups the kids will be, because they have specific babysitters who work with different age groups. And then the trainings and activities that we provide will be relevant to your age group that you work with. You don't want to get useless information. If I work with infants, I'm not going to want to learn something that's meant for school agers or pre-K students. So what I'm designing it as different trainings for different age groups, which is a lot, because it's a lot to plan, but hopefully it's valuable. So then it'll be worth it in the end. Okay. A pet peeve of mine is grammar issues. And when I see grammar issues of things that go out to parents, it drives me nuts. So I thought I would do a very short grammar lesson. Don't take offense. I'm sorry. I'm not calling anybody out, but it's crazy. So bear with me. There, when something belongs to them, means something like their bags are packed. So that shows possession. There, that one, is a location or placement. So place it there, or there are going to be lots of angry parents. Okay, so location. There, that one, means they are. They're going to yell and scream, or they are going to yell and scream. So if you can replace it with they are, you know you're using the right one. Okay. The next one is the your problem. So your means it belongs to you. Your hair is gross. So your hair belongs to you. It's gross. You're going to need a shower. You are going to need a shower. So just like take a mental note of that. And we're moving on. Trainings, we show this every time. All of these are live links. You can click on them and learn more or take them. All of these trainings. And that actually, CPR with Shannon happens every month mostly. So if you need CPR training, Ruby will set it up and I will happily train you. We can do a weeknight or a weekend. It's up to you. Okay. Anybody have questions or comments? Put them in the chat box. Otherwise, you can always message us separately. If you have something for the group, feel free to share it now. And if we don't know there's a problem, like Joyce always says, we cannot help you find a solution. So if you're keeping something to yourself and it's bugging you, that's no good. We can't help you. You're just alone in your problems. So if you need support, that's what we're here for.
You also can't blame anybody else for not having fixed your problem if you didn't tell us that it existed.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, so I'm very excited for Teacher Work Day. I hope you guys are too, because it was going to be a working day. We were going to go in and watch and teach children, but instead we decided that it'd be much more valuable to have one Teacher Work Day, see how it goes, and if you get a lot out of it and we see that it's effective, and we will try maybe one a year, because you know it's hard to close for more than that to do this. So thank you very much. We hope you have a great evening and see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Also, before anybody signs off, you also touched on our party.
Oh, I put it in there. Okay.
Reserve it and please sign up so that we have a head count. Also, again, babysitting will be provided at the center for that, and your husband's significant others, spouse, whatever, are invited as well.
Yep. And we're trying to figure out who's going to cater it. So we got some good food.
If anybody needs somewhere to go to get dressed or doesn't want to drive home afterwards, I have extra bedrooms and whatnot. You are more than welcome to come to my house to change or crash afterwards. Limited time, limited space, but you are more than welcome. I don't live far from where the party is.
Yeah, it's in her clubhouse.
Well, I'm not in that place anymore, but I'm not far.
Oh, right. You're an old one, right? Oh, Cassie, we're going to miss you. All right, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
We had 28 people on. I think that's our all-time high.
That's awesome.
I don't remember there being that many before, right?
I don't think so.
No. Good.
Awesome.